Demons and evil entities of the lower astral and how they interact with the world of the living, Part 1. Hello again, thank you for joining me once more. I hope you are all doing very well. I am Mari Swaruu. First, I must set the necessary basic concepts to understand the more specific second part of this subject, where I will help you identify and understand demons, as well as how to face them and get rid of them. Existential realms and densities of existence are one and the same and have no boundaries between them. They are only defined by the range of perception of the being with a soul who is experiencing them, and therefore there is an existential realm for each sentient being, to the point where it can be said that an entire universe exists and is being manifested by each sentient soul. When two or more beings experience a shared realm, it is because they share close enough ideas, which in turn mark the limits of their perception. Therefore it is said that they co-manifest an existential realm because of their perception agreements, yet each individual will experience that realm in its unique and personal way, and no two beings can see and experience a realm the exact same way. Where the lower astral ends and the world of the living begins is an arbitrary range of frequencies of perception, and will also be unique for each individual, where the souls immersed in the physical body's 5 to 6 senses, with ideas that keep them in a deterministic and materialistic mentality, will only perceive and experience physical things which are easily explained with Earth's reductionistic science, because their frequency of thought keeps them away from anything astral, or outside that material world range of perception and understanding. But when the range of perception and understanding of an individual includes not only the rules and ideas of the material world, but also accepts and understands that there are many more things that truly exist outside that range of perception, then that individual can see and experience creatures, things, and events that are outside the vague limits of the so-called material world. This is why the degree of perception of anything so-called paranormal differs so much from person to person, as each one is generating their own life range of perceptions and experiences. Many people are perfectly aware of the existence of other realms, of the lower astral, and paranormal things, yet they do not or have not experienced them firsthand. This may be because they are unconsciously still manifesting everything in their lives from a purely materialistic point of view, only understanding the paranormal as a concept, and not as a true, hard, in-your-face reality, or because of other complicated factors that may be unique for each individual and that may even include things like pre-life experiences. This also taking into account that the physical body's main job is precisely to isolate the individual's perception from anything astral, keeping the person's range of perception within the preset frequencies that determine and define the physical world. Therefore, if an individual is not experiencing anything astral or paranormal, it may simply mean that their body's perception filter is working well. Having said all this, the lower astral is there and it affects everyone's lives, even if they cannot perceive it directly, and it is inhabited by all kinds of creatures, some good, some neutral and some evil. Today I'd like to center our attention on demons specifically. Defining a demon as a super-narcissistic lower astral creature who will stop at nothing to have its needs and wants satisfied, regardless of whom they exploit or cause suffering to, in the process. Demons that affect the material world and the people living in it are created mostly when a person who was alive and now has become disincarnate, has strong attachments to the material world and to many things in it, such as addictions, and that may include people it knew when it was alive. When a live person who is heavily self-centered, psychopathic, cruel and narcissistic passes on, those personality traits will continue after death as well, and that way of thinking and of behaving is that creature's frequency, which will also define what it will experience, making it compatible with what we can call hell. And all the other souls, in the world of the living and not, can only be affected or touched by a demon if their frequency is also a match to it. In other words, their existential realms must coincide. No being and no soul holds a frequency as a constant. It will always vary during its lifetime and during its day, depending on where it is focusing its attention on, and the thoughts and interpretations it is having about that which has its attention. The subject's thoughts, interpretations, and emotions determine its frequency. Everybody has ups and downs, crests and troughs, in their personal frequency, but when one or another becomes too repetitive and constant, then it will become a personality trait that can define the person's overall vibration, therefore the existential realms it will experience because of it. When a person has a dip in vibration, as a lower emotion caused by a destructive thought pattern, it may quickly become a frequency match to a demon, which will want to influence the individual to have more of those thoughts until they become reality. It is said that anything only takes 17 seconds of sustained thought for it to start to manifest into reality. Although we don't need to worry much about those small and short, random negative thoughts, we must watch them and do our best to eliminate them when they become too repetitive and constant. As they are starting to become tangible, they are beginning to manifest into reality. Therefore we must try not to overthink and to be too obsessive, overanalyzing everything, as we must understand that most things are not under our control, and at least 9 times out of 10, the bad things we imagine and anticipate do not occur. As the frequency and vibration of living people varies, goes up and down, some good and positive loving people may have an obsessive thought pattern regarding something specific in their lives, perhaps caused by trauma of some kind in their past, for example, and that may leave an opening in their frequency where it dips low enough to become a vulnerability for that person, a vulnerability that can easily be exploited by demons in the lower astral. As I explained in my videos about the paranormal, lower astral creatures, especially those catalogued as demons, need to exploit people's fear to feed from their manifestation power, as they are egregore manifestations of other souls, because they have no connection to source. As their frequency is source's opposite, they lean towards fear and separation, not towards love and integration. A demon will do all it can to exploit people's fear as it feeds from it, but not only because it can develop complicated strategies to use and take advantage of one or another vulnerable individual who is in the world of the living. Every individual has good things and bad things in them, which define one another in duality. No individual is perfect, and although they may be a very lovely high-frequency person in some aspects of their life, he or she may have hidden issues and problems. Energetically speaking, a person is not one single frequency. It is not one defined radio station-like vibration separated from the rest, as in Frank is vibrating at 107.5 MHz, for example. A soul is a complex dance of frequencies, a symphony. Sometimes it plays slower, other times faster, sometimes it is joyful, and others it is sad. It is when an individual sustains a constant low frequency when lower astral entities, especially demons, come for the kill, to make things worse in the life of that individual, to harvest lower emotional energy, such as fear, more efficiently. To be continued in the very important second part. Thank you for watching my video and for liking and subscribing for more. If you find this content valuable, I appreciate it a lot. And double thanks and a great big hug and a kiss to all returning subscribers. I love you all very much. Take care, and I hope to see you here next time. Your friend, Mari Swaruu.